God is closing a door in your life and you keep trying to force it back open. You've been praying harder, pushing harder, trying again and again to reopen something that God had already shut. And the truth is that door is not stuck. It's locked. And God is the one who locked it. And what I'm learning about closed doors is going to shift how you see every unanswered prayer, every ghosted opportunity, every relationship that suddenly ended. Now, before I start, if this word is for you, type "I release it" in the comments. And the first thing that I learned is that closed doors are protection. Some doors don't close because you're unworthy. They close because God is protecting you from something that you're too close to see. Think about that relationship, the one where you thought they were the one. You planned your future together. You ignored the red flags because everything else seemed right. Then suddenly, boom, the door slams shut. Or that job, that one that was perfect on paper. Dream salary, dream title, dream location. You applied 3 times, never heard back. Proverbs 16 verse 9 says, "A man's heart plans his way, but the Lord directs his steps." The truth that I'm learning is that God's no is actually his mercy. That door that you're mourning, God saw what was behind it, the toxicity you couldn't see, the trauma you would have carried, the dead end that you would have reached. And that's the stuff we don't see, and God sees all of it. We're not being denied, we are being defended. And point number 2, closed doors are direction. And this is the pattern that I keep seeing. Every time God closes a door, he's redirecting you towards something better. But we get so fixated on the closed door that we miss the opportunity to see another one open. And the example that I think of as Joseph's brothers threw him in a pit, that's a closed door. He became a slave in Potiphar's house, then got falsely accused, that's a closed door. He ended up in prison for years, and that is a closed door. Now imagine Joseph sitting in chains thinking, "God, I had dreams about ruling, not rotting. What happened to my destiny?" And then Genesis 50 verse 20 says, "You meant evil against me, but God meant it for good." Every closed door was geographic and spiritual relocation. The pit moved him to Egypt. Potiphar's house gave him connections. Prison gave him access to Pharaoh's staff. And one dream interpretation put him on the throne. If that door didn't close, you'd still be stuck in a place God never designed for you to stay. The rejection you've experienced was actually divine direction. I believe a setback is actually a setup. Number 3, stop fighting what God is ending. This is a hard truth. And this is what God has been teaching me. If you have to force it, manipulate it, or convince someone to choose it, it's not from God. If you're doing all the texting, all the initiating, all the "where is this going" conversations, wrong door. If you've applied 6 times, called 12 times, and still got silence, wrong door. If you're losing sleep, losing peace, and losing yourself in the process, trying to make it work, wrong door. Revelation 3 verse 7 says, "What he opens, no man can shut, and what he shuts, no man can open." This is the distinction that I'm learning. Faith feels like peace even while you're waiting, and desperation feels like anxiety and obsession. Faith keeps you functional and fruitful. Desperation keeps you stuck and stagnant. You need to stop begging for an expired season. God is not going to recycle what he already ended. He's not reviving what he already buried. He's calling you to move forward. He's calling you to move on. The breakthrough you're praying for is on the other side of you yielding. Every no was God saving you from a worse yes. Let that sink in. You're being positioned. You're being redirected. That closed door wasn't the end of your story. It was the beginning of your redirection. It was the beginning of your new story. The fourth point that I'm learning is that closed doors lead to healing. Sometimes the hardest doors to accept are in relationships. The person you thought you'd marry, the friend who walked away, the family member who cut you off. But forcing someone to stay who God's removed will only multiply your pain. You see, you can't heal while you're holding the door open, checking if they're coming back. Isaiah 43 verse 18 through to 19 says, "Forget the former things. Do not dwell on the past. See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it?" And what I'm learning about healing is that God closed that door so you could finally heal from what you experienced behind it. He removed them so you could recover yourself, so He can begin the healing process for you, on you. He ended it so you could enter your next season whole, not broken. You can't heal if you're knocking on doors God locked for your future. Release them. Forgive them. Thank God for the protection and walk away. Your healing isn't on the other side of them coming back. Your healing is on the other side of you letting go. It's time to let go. The fifth point is trust the God who opens better doors. This is the promise that I'm holding on to. Closed doors aren't the end. They're the turning point. Job lost everything. His children, his wealth, his health. Every door slammed shut all at once. But Job 42 verse 10 says, "The Lord restored his fortunes and gave him twice as much as he had before." When God shuts a door, it's only because He's preparing one you don't have to force. One that leads to peace. One that leads to purpose. One that leads to clarity. What I'm beginning to learn is that the right relationship pursues you with intention. You don't have to convince them. And the right opportunity calls you back immediately. You don't have to chase it. And the right season feels like breathing. It feels like having peace. Feels like having serenity and finally being able to live and thrive. Proverbs 3 verse 5 through to 6 says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to Him and He will make your path straight." And what I'm trusting is that the door that God has for you won't require force. It will require faith. And when it opens, you'll look back at every closed door and thank Him for His protection, His redirection, and His perfect timing. Here's what God is showing me and what I believe He wants you to know. Stop fighting what He's ending. Stop begging what He's already closed. Stop camping outside a door He's welded shut. I need you to know that you're not rejected, you're rerouted. You're not forgotten, you're being repositioned. You're not stuck, you're being redirected to something that is way better than what you ever could have imagined. And if you'll release it, if you'll open your hands and let go of what's gone, God will reveal the better door He's been preparing for you all along. Say this with me. God, I release every door You've closed. I stop fighting what You've ended. I trust Your redirection. I surrender my plans to Your perfect purpose. Open the doors You've assigned to me. In the name of Yeshua. Type "I release it" in the comments if you're ready to let go and move forward. Your new door is coming. Get ready.